Hi guys, how's everyone doing today? Hopefully well. Well, we have some issues to talk about I'd like to speak with you about. And that is the issue of how they are trying to control us and manipulate us and take away our freedom and our rights. And this is criminal. We have the basic rights that gives us things that comes from God, comes from our Bill of Rights, the Constitution, which we, I know for sure I do, hold sacred. This here is a device called voice to skull, and it's been used for years and has more frequently been used in stalking people that are constitutional advocates, Second Amendment advocates, pro-rights. These electromagnetic weapons and things that they've been using on people are not good. I mean, it's an outright assault. This is a part of warfare on the American people. The guy that shot up the Navy Yard in D.C., he had what written on his gun? My ELF gun, extreme low frequency gun. He claimed he was being assaulted by ELF waves. And there's a lot of people who have. Now the voice to skull, what it can do is it can put a voice right inside your head. And there will be no one around, and you will hear things. Okay? And this causes people to think that they have mental problems, which in turn, if they're ever, go to a psychologist, psychiatrist, any of these professional people, you're hearing voices? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's not good, I mean, and it's not a thought to yourself, it's a literal voice. I've heard this myself. I've heard it speak my name, and I've heard other things, and I knew it was being used on me, so I knew exactly what it was. But I've talked with several people that have said, oh my gosh, I've heard the same kind of things. And this is a serious threat against us. The reason why it's a serious threat is because it brings our psychological health into question, and in turn can stop us from having our Second Amendment rights. They are now using psychologists, psychiatrists, information to deny people of their second rights and to go and disarm people. And this is a serious matter, because these things, I mean, these are some powerful equipment that they've been using for years. I mean, they've got this stuff fine-tuned. And the voice to skull isn't the only one of them. I've watched a program where a guy was in the public library, and he pointed his little box at someone and said, hey, is that a good book? And they looked around. It freaked him out, And he had on his little headphones and had the thing pointed at him. But they was the only ones that could hear this. Do these creeps have other victims? Absolutely. The whole country is their victims. There is defenses for these, voice to skull and other devices, but we'd all have to run around looking like Magneto or something. There's a lot of stuff going on that a lot of people have no idea of what's happening. And, you know, they know they're not crazy, but they're hearing voices, and, you know, they don't know what to do. This is a sonic projector, DARPA's. Been in use for years. Years. Okay, they've perfected this stuff. Absolutely perfected it. I had a lot of stuff that I want to go through, so I'm going to go fast as I can. I apologize for some of the long videos, but it's extremely important information I feel that people need to get. And it's a violation of our freedom and our rights. And it's an assault. It's a direct assault on each and every one of us who have had this done to them. Antidepressants. Okay, when you go to the doctor and you're hearing voices, they give you antidepressants. Doctors are giving out antidepressants for almost anything nowadays. Okay? People get depressed. People are now being prescribed antidepressants for neuropathic pain. As you all may know, I have to take medications. I have a disease, and my doctor tried pulling that crap on me. He tried to prescribing me this crap right here for freaking neuropathic pain, and I said, that is an antidepressant. I will not take any antidepressants. I won't fill the prescription. No way, no how, no way in hell am I going to take it, because it's not needed. I'll rather suffer pain than to lose my Second Amendment rights and to have my sanity being questioned, because once you fill that prescription, it is locked onto you like a bad rash. You can't shake it. And that prescription for whatever antidepressant you fill sticks with you for 6 months. Okay? 6 months. Maybe even a year. They can declare you unmentally fit. A lot of people use alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. That's why they have so many problems. Yeah, and it does make you feel good during the process of it changing it from alcohol into a sugar, and you get high and all that kind of stuff. But the next day effects is a depressant. They have been using antidepressants now to help people quit smoking. Okay? Your family doctor can be your worst enemy for your rights. You to use your rights. This is what they're going to come after next. They're going to say anybody who's taking medicinal marijuana is depressed, is not to be trusted, is mentally unfit to have a firearm. There's a lot of things coming down the pipe that they're doing. That's one of the reasons why the whole, Obamacare, that's one reason why it's such a big deal. This information is sacred to them. This is the information that they can use against you to take away your freedom, to take away your rights, to take it all away. Here's a prescription for Chantix. It is an antidepressant. It is used to help people quit smoking. My wife tried it, and this is about 10 years ago. They've been doing it for quite some time. My wife tried it about 10 years ago. She said she had the most horrible dreams she's ever had in her life. But yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff. This is President Obama signing his executive orders dealing with gun control issues right after Newton, the Newtown massacre. Guns don't kill, criminals kill. Sandy Hook Elementary. All of these kids that are that do these shootings, the ones that they know absolutely did it and have confessed and all that, every one of them were on antidepressants. Okay? I know that there's some out there who believe they need antidepressants, and it may help you. But for goodness sakes, if you want to keep your rights, try something else if you can. If you possibly can. This was the guy that had the ELF written on his gun. ELF, this is my ELF gun. Had it written on that shotgun he had. He was being assaulted with the voice to skull and the other techniques they use. And we all know who this is. These guys. These guys have all been submitted to this stuff. Antidepressants and psychological warfare. Which one do you want to be? A gun owner or victim? Only select one. There's already been forms of gun confiscation reported beginning in New York State and California. They're disarming vets. They're disarming people that take antidepressants. I mean, they're going in there and talking them out of it right now, but that's just the beginning. Here's a list of the laws that Presbo signed into action after Newtown, Sandy Hook. And there's some clinchers in here. A lot of them have to do with you and your doctor. So make sure your doctor doesn't prescribe you some antidepressants that may help you with pain, may help you with sleep, may help you with this, may help you with your appetite. Don't do it. Don't freaking do it. Unless you just don't care about your Second Amendment rights. And then by all means, take them all you want. But know what they can do to you. Patient prescription drug records may be used to deny Americans their constitutional rights. Prescription drug records come as soon as you get that prescription filled. It is on record. Not when the doctor prescribes it now, but when you have it filled. That's when it goes into the system and can never be washed away for months. The Second Amendment is what they're going after with this whole thing. The Bill of Rights. They want to strip us all of our rights and freedoms. And this kind of thing right here does not help the situation. It does not help the situation. I like this right here. But yeah, it's a serious issue, and they are going after it tooth and nail. And under the Second Amendment, we should be able to have jets. We should be able to have equal power that the government has. Because that's who we're defending ourselves against. President Kennedy was one of the last great supporters of the Second Amendment. He knew what it was all about. He absolutely knew how important it was to defend our country, to defend our lives and our families. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and have unalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That the Bill of Rights gives us these things. And they're slowly taking it away, piece by piece, bit by bit. Just like they're slowly picking off these Freedom Militia members at the Bundy Ranch. They're not going after them as a whole. They're waiting until the sheep get off by themselves, and then the wolves will come and surround and get them. But know that you need to be careful when dealing with prescription medication and stuff like that. If you got to take it, you got to take it. But it can affect the way your rights are dispensed. I like this here. Journalist's Guide to Firearm Identification. Machine guns and assault rifles. It's got a freaking car down here, an AK-47 for the car. A Daisy BB gun, AK-47. Okay, M16 is the AK-47. And all of these here are Glocks. Every pistol on this side here, it's all a Glock. Even the crossbow. I thought that was funny. But it is. It's the way they look at it. This is what Adam Lanza's arsenal was that they found in his home and car. Not all of it was in his car. Some of it was in his home. But this is what he had. You're telling me that kid did what he did with a bolt-action .22 and an old military rifle and a bunch of shotgun shells and other bullets, and a samurai sword, and a knife? I'm sorry, I don't buy that. Did they fight and die for our right to hunt? No, they froze and bled and died for freedom from tyranny, so that we could be free. Yep, good thing we have a semi-automatic rifle to hold back this tyranny. I mean, it's sad, because we have every right to have everything they got. And if you're incorporated, if it's a corporation, you can own anything like that. A civilian, a citizen, cannot own those type of things, but a corporation can. I did a video on that as well. But these guys need to get an eviction notice. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But we need to take our country back, because they've been taking it piece by piece for quite some time now. I know this video is getting long, but there's a lot of important stuff I want to go over with you here. Like I said, the family doc could be your greatest enemy, and him not even intentionally doing it. Not even intentionally meaning for you to do it. I mean, sleeping pills. They're going after people's rights for taking sleeping pills. That's why they are trying to make everything into a prescription, so that they can have the tracking and the knowledge, and it be named and pinned on you. That's why Sudafed will probably be a prescription soon. So they'll know that you have had Sudafed within the last month or whatever. It ain't got nothing to do with meth. That's bullcrap. It's got everything to do with control. And this is what they'll come after next, is the marijuana thing. This is one reason marijuana will become legalized everywhere, and it will be sold in shops. That way they'll know everybody that's smoking, and they'll know everything about you. Information, knowledge is power. Anxiety medicine, going after people for that. Stress. A psychologist can ruin your rights easily. A regular psychologist that can't even prescribe a thing, that just sits there and listens to you, they can ruin your life. They take their orders from the man, from the government. Marriage counseling, anger management. Why do you think the courts are so adamant about people going and getting counseling? So that they can have all this stuff documented on you. So that they can have the counselor say, oh, he's mentally unstable. How did George Orwell know all this stuff was going down? Because he knew who the people were who were in power. He knew what kind of people they were. He knew these families, what kind of people they were, and they are. He knew the players involved. That's how he was able to look ahead and see what kind of a country we was going to have. But even in the Supreme Court, one of the justices said the other day that the Constitution was just getting in the way of having things done, that we need to get rid of it. Phone therapy. Even phone therapy, people. They can record you talking about personal problems and use it against you. I'm telling you, marriage counseling, anger management, the whole thing. Any kind of therapy is just gleaning information from you. Bill of Rights. We're not camping. We're peaceably assembling to petition the government for a redress or grievance. This is our permit, the Bill of Rights. That's what it's all about. But if you're going to counselors and stuff like that, you're going to have a file on you. It's going to be confidential. You won't know what's in it, but they will. When you go try to get a firearm, and soon it's going to be ammunition as well. You will be checked on. If they don't feel you're mentally on their side, you won't get that ammunition. It won't have nothing to do with mentally stable or mentally unstable. It has everything to do with, are you on the side of tyranny or not? This was President Obama with all the children when he signed his executive orders against guns and against gun owners. And look at there. High five, buddy. Good job, Prez. Makes me sick. Yeah, we're flying the flag at half-staff 24/7 every day of the year until we get our rights back. Because they've got an eviction notice. They're using everything in their power to mess with us. The only thing we have is numbers, guys, and we still have our rights. We've got to start doing something. We've got to start letting our voices be heard. This is what they think of us. They think of us as nothing more than a primate sitting around watching TV and sucking up oxygen. And the bully reporting. Yeah, report the bullies. There's been bullies ever since there's been kids. Ever since there's been people. You know how to deal with a bully. You kick his ass. You don't call and cry to somebody about it. You kick his ass. After therapy mints. I like this too. We're all victims of surveillance. Every one of us. Every one of us. This guy's being medicated big time. I don't even know if he knows where he's at. But yeah, this is all serious, so we all need to learn. Take the lesson from this young man right here. Learn about our rights and learn about all this stuff so that we can keep our firearms, so that we can keep our ability to protect ourselves and our family. Every one of us should be able to own one of these, as long as we are not criminals and not mentally insane. Now, I am not saying that the mentally insane should be able to have firearms, because they shouldn't. But they can get a hold of a knife. They can get a hold of anything else. But anyways, let's keep our Second Amendment rights. Let's keep our right to bear arms. We've got to keep it, or else we're going to be shooting ourselves. Be responsible with your firearms. Treat it like what it is. A tool of survival, and a very powerful one at that. Mine are not assault weapons because I don't plan on assaulting anyone with them. Use the simple trigger locks. You can go buy them up there at Walmart for like 3 for $10, whatever. A simple trigger lock can keep your firearms safe from kids, whatever. They're now starting to prosecute parents for kids getting a hold of their firearms and murdering people. I mean, we all should be able to have the rights to have one of these and own one. I think it would be sweet. Do we need gun control? Obama might. He doesn't handle a firearm real well, but no, we don't. As long as we can grip it right and pull the trigger right and shoot in the right direction and be safe. That's the only control we need. They tell the world that gun owners have stuff like this. Normal people think that gun owners have bazookas, bombs, all kind of stuff, which is a crock, which is lies. Guns, we defend our president with guns, defend our congressmen, governors, celebrities, sporting events, jewelry stores, banks, office buildings, factories, courts. We defend our children with a sign that reads, "This is a gun-free zone," and then call someone with a gun if there's an emergency. That's a problem. Major problem. That's why so many kids end up dead when these shooting sprees happen, and they do this intentionally so that there are so many dead, so that the public will cry out and demand we turn in our firearms, that no one has a firearm or a weapon. But you can go get a black powder revolver without a driver's license, without a background check, with nothing. I don't even think you have to be 18 to go get one. I got one through the mail. A black powder revolver that has 6 shots that can kill someone just as dead as a 6-shot 45 can. Just as easily. What's wrong with that picture? Laws that forbid the carrying of arms disarm only those who are neither inclined or determined to commit crimes. Thomas Jefferson. But this is what we're facing. They're confiscating and taking firearms at an alarming rate. At an alarming rate. We're losing them fast. And they're putting in steps to where they can't replace them. When they put in laws that say you got to have a microstamp to make these guns, but nobody has the technology to put the microstamp on the gun, that's a big problem. You can no longer manufacture a firearm. And then they turn around and ban imports of firearms. It's a major problem. These are all true statistics. Anyway, I hope I've helped some. This is my personal feelings on this matter. We need to support those who are fighting for our Second Amendment rights. We need to exercise our rights, our Bill of Rights. Exercise every right we have so that we don't lose them. People wouldn't freak out if they seen people open carrying all the time. If they saw it all the time, they wouldn't call the cops when one guy shows up walking down the road with an AR-15. They would not freak out because they'd know the law. I hope everyone has a great night. God bless, good luck to us all. Never give up your guns. Our Second Amendment right to bear arms protects our First and our Last Amendment. And it can protect our family and our lives and others as well. And feed us and everything else. This is Chatty Dad 1, over and out.